What is good, people? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? Oops. Alles gut. I think you guys should be able to hear me. It's moving on my end. Hopefully it's fine. Let me just see something. Because I have this poll here. But I'm hoping I can see you guys talk or type in, because right now I don't think I can for whatever reason. Oh, that didn't do anything. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Cover photos. Yes, with static. Maybe it's the headphones. I'm not sure. Oh, hold up. I think I know what it is. Oh, hold up. Maybe that might fix it. I think it might be the AC just playing in the background. I think. I'm not sure. Hopefully that's better. But okay, today, so we got Mr. Trump speaking. First of all, the week off was actually kind of nice. But it did everything we're kind of looking for. Ended up going lower to the 6-month low opening price, what we were kind of talking about. Saw price going down here, and that's exactly what we got. And as we look on the lower time, or a little bit higher time frames, you kind of see this is a little bit choppy and slow. It's being held right now. I'm not exactly sure why. Obviously, we have the war and stuff, but outside of that, I'm not really sure what the issue is or why it's being held like that. Now, today, I was really excited, honestly, to get back into trading or getting back to doing something. But then again, we have Trump speaking later today, so that's not anything that I'm very interested in today. So he speaks at like 1 p.m., I think, EST. So very, very low interest for me today. We do have ISM numbers, I believe, that release at 10. We have a little bit of SMT there at the highs. But again, remember, it's Monday. Not too excited about today. We do have some areas where price could want to trade down to or trade to. So we'll see. We'll see what happens today. Just really not heavily excited. We do have this new week opening gap here. So this could be where it potentially wants to draw down to, but again, we've already drawn down to a pretty significant level of a 6-month low. We're starting a new month, so if we do believe it's going to go a little bit lower, it needs to create the weekly or the monthly high first before it ends up going lower. I wouldn't believe that this would be the monthly high, but again, price can do whatever it's going to do regardless. But these are kind of like the levels that I see here. Go to a daily chart. So we're inside of this fair value gap right now. I'll just show you where I'm looking at. Inside of there. So that's the current, we'll say, array that we're inside of on a daily chart. Weekly chart again. We've had this volume imbalance there. We have this volume imbalance there as well on a weekly chart. We're a little bit above that. We have this wick as well. I'm assuming probably we hit roughly around 50% of that already. You can check that. So 50% is there. So we've already hit that too. So that could be another level of resistance. But yeah, this is inside. This is the daily volume imbalance. I mean the daily SIBI that we're inside of. And we're at the top end of it right now. So I'll just leave that on there actually. That's fine. Just don't want too much on my charts, especially after just being back now. I don't want that. Is the static still there, by the way, or is it gone? It's gone. Okay, yeah. Then I guess it was the AC. So now I know that the AC is on. It has that static movement. Okay, thank you for that. So yeah, again, just looking. I mean, higher time frame, potentially lower, but we could get a little bit of retracement back up inside the range. So right now we're about at like 50% of March's open and closing price. So we're about 50% of that range right now, where the bulk of the volume is. We're also like right above the regular trading hours close from Friday to the regular to the opening price. We're a little bit above that, almost into the wick, almost into the wick. Sorry about that. So potentially we could see a little bit lower prices today. But again, it's my most important key day for this week is going to be Friday. That's what I think it is, just because of the economic calendar. That's where I see majority of the highest probability price action is going to be then. I don't think it's going to be on any other time, in my opinion. You could probably still get moves. I think you'll still get some price moves. But we have CPI on Friday, so that's going to be the heavy hitter. That's what I believe that price is going to be waiting for. How was everyone's weekend? How was everybody's weekend? But yeah, so I think we're going to potentially draw down here, but we'll see what we get with this. May end up like getting off pretty, I don't want to say pretty early, but I'll say at 4 o'clock, 4:05, or sorry, over here, 10 o'clock over there, 10:05, 10:10, somewhere around that time frame. Because if Trump is speaking, I'm expecting a lot of choppiness, even if I'm thinking potentially wants to draw down here, potentially want to pull back down into this new day opening gap there, and we'll see if it wants to attack this London low, which is here. See if price wants to do that. Then if it gets really antsy, it could come down to this Asia low. We have kind of two Asia lows, but this would be the current weekly low right here. So you can see if price wants to do that with some SMT here. But again, very low interest in today. But that's what we shall see. See what we got going on. So 1 minute till now my computer's lagging. That's great. So it's now 9:30 now. So the market has now opened. Let's go to a little bit smaller time frame so you can see. So of course it lags as soon as we start getting into the meat of everything. But yeah, I'd want to see it if we can start to reach down here. Maybe pull back down into this new day opening gap. That'd be some type of interest for me today. Again, not looking for too much to happen today. With Trump speaking, kind of more neutral than anything. I wish I could see the poll. For whatever reason right now I cannot see it. Could we have 33% bullish, 67% I have no idea. Okay, I guess I can't see it. So we shall see. Oh yeah, we did also have SMT to the downside. I forgot to tell you that. In terms of the opening prices from March, closing price from March on ES was able to touch back down into that. But for NQ, we were nowhere close to that. So we showed a little bit more strength on NQ. Again, to me, when I see stuff like this, and then we have a speaker, very, very low interest in terms of what I want to see happen today, and just not interested. Not really interested. So we took out this short-term liquidity pool here, and then we have, as of right now, I've traded higher. It's Monday, so we shall see what we get here. ES seems to be a little bit weaker compared to NQ. Yeah. What's the difference? Oh, daily chart. Yeah, to me, again, Friday is the bigger day, I would say, for me. We'll see if we can draw back down to this sell-side liquidity pool here and draw back down to this gap. Also with this BISI right here on the 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart is probably there as well. That's where I would be looking to see if price can draw down into that. And then we have levels down there. So we have 24,115 and a half. 24,103 and a quarter. So if it can go down here, those are levels I'd look for. If it wants to go above this high, again, I would probably shoot for more 24,434. That'd be an upside target that I'd look for. But see what we get here. We shall see what we get. And even for me looking for, let's say, bullish price action, I personally wouldn't even buy that. I mean, this just looks ugly, doesn't it? Just visually doesn't even look good. And usually that's the type of price action that I tend to see before speakers, especially Trump, and I don't like to be a part of that. Because for me, I feel like it could go either way. And the way that I was taught is if you can depict or you can give both directions, then it's low probability. Again, that's just the way that I read the market. So if it's low probability for me, then I shouldn't be engaging in it. This is the daily SIBI that we have there. Sorry about that. It's a daily SIBI, so we have that. And then we'll look to see if, again, I still would like to see it to reach down into this new week opening gap, but again, it may not do that, but that's where I would be looking for. I don't think you're gonna get that same thing from above. It's just my personal opinion. So I think that we'll get something else. So we'll see if we get that trade down to the new week opening gap. So we trade up into this gap right here. So make sure there's no gap there. But we trade up into there. Now I want to see if we can touch down into there. That's like what I'd be looking for. Now, ES may be able to do it a little bit better. But yeah, this to me is just it's a little bit of iffy. And I don't want to get caught in back and forth price action. But that's what I'd be looking for personally. But that's pretty much about it. Let's see if we can get that today. But you can kind of see how it's very, it's not going anywhere. Like, look at the regular trading hours. See that? It's not a very, very big, also it's not a big gap, which lets me know that probably most likely looking at a little bit of choppiness. I guess it was 141. Not too bad, actually. Oh, sorry, no, that's wrong. That is wrong. It's there to there. It's like 47. So, again, not a large one. Something like this. That would be a large gap. That's a okay size gap. That's pretty small. So we haven't done much. Again, I wouldn't sell that either. Even though I'm looking for potentially to go lower, I would not sell that. Not a bit. I just don't trust it right now. Don't trust it. We do have news at in about 20 minutes or so, but I don't really think we're gonna get much. But yeah, down here is where I would be looking. But we'll see if that's what we're able to get, because this isn't exciting right now. It's not really running. 1 minute chart did go back up into this gap. I just wouldn't personally trust this, just with all the things that I kind of talked about today. My pinky is actually hurting pretty bad right now, but we'll see. Zero trust. Can you guys hear people outside talking? Or is that just me? So it looks like it may want to come clear this out. I may have taken some stops a little bit early. Looks like that. Came here, fell short up here, but there's no SMT there that I can see. But there is SMT like higher, I think between. This is just laggy. This high. There's SMT there between ES and NQ there. So that's where you do have some change there. It's fit mine. Can you get, is everything good on your end? I'm getting an error on my side. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Oh, it looks like it's not moving. So again, this is just the type of price action that I was wanting to avoid. So you have this high, this low. We came out and took this out. We haven't necessarily gone up here yet. I was thinking high draw liquidity could be here. Not saying it just falls over and doesn't go up higher, but I explained a lot of the reason why I was not as interested in today. But again, the bodies respected this low. Nothing close below. We could be looking to target above here. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure you guys could hear me. Yeah, so potentially you may want to come up here after taking sell side here. We took it again twice. Then you have up here. I don't want to get caught in a day where it's just doing both or not really doing much. And that's kind of was my anticipation for today. Something like this. Also, Trump speaking Monday. Heavy impact is on Friday. This is it. Really nothing there. For me. Other than like what turtle soup down here. I would have expected it to maybe try to hit this rejection block first, but again, I don't know. Oh man. We'll see though. So I'll end the poll. So yeah, 3 votes. I don't know if I accidentally voted when I was trying to click something, so that could have been me, by the way. I'm not exactly sure. But let's look at ES. Look at ES. Look at that. Looks very ugly. I mean, maybe we go up there, maybe we don't, to be honest. Really don't know. Very, very low probability today. I would expect this gap to hold, especially after taking stops, running like that. Inside this would be a breaker with a gap. I would expect this to hold, potentially take out up there, if it showed no willingness to go lower. That would be my expectation. Yeah. No excitement today, which is good, because this is what we were expecting, or what I was expecting, so always nice to see that. Let's see if we want to go up there. I would suggest that we would. At this point, showing no willingness to close below there. Again, this gap we would expect to hold. Like, it should already be up there, in my opinion, time-wise. Should have been up there already. Put this to gray. Should have been up there. Oh, did we not even go below this low? Oh, we did, okay. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to probably go up there on NQ. It's the stronger one. But again, I would have never shorted that. Didn't like it. A massive headache right now. Don't know why. I don't know why. But it's like 70 degrees outside, by the way. It is actually 72 degrees right now. Okay, so we hit that. Yes, we probably have not hit that yet. So again, now we've done both sides of the market ahead of the news event as well. Remember, we have a news event at 10 if they still kept it. We'll see if they even did that. Let us see. Yeah, ISM numbers are still there. About 7 minutes. But I don't like how they did that ahead of the news. Not a fan of that. Not a fan. They could literally do nothing all day. Stay in a range. Which is what we could get. Yeah, this is I'm not sure what else. This is just what we're getting today. Got the trumpet speaking at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's kind of what I'm expecting. Just this. Now again, the highest, I wonder if it already hit it. Highest I think I could see it going to 24,000, well not the highest, but a target I was looking for 24,434 even. Now in terms of like the new my midnight opening range model, if I was looking for higher prices, it would have already hit the first standard deviation, which is 24,409 and a half, which is already hit. But notice how it's done, taking sell side, taking buy side ahead of the news event. That's a issue for me. It's done both sides. And then as of right now, not really showing any continuation above that high either, with ES failing to get up to that same high. It's a problem. So about 5 minutes until the news event comes out, so we'll wait for that, and I'll pretty much just hop off. I want to see if we could break down, maybe attack this one more time, but we don't have to do that. We don't got to. So we did get this on the 1 minute chart, that gap holding, but I personally think it took way too long for that. Way too long. Sorry about that. But yeah, we'll see. We have about 1 minute till the news comes out. Once the news comes out, then we'll see what we're gonna do then. But I'm not really very interested in today and interested what's about to happen. So probably be over within 2 to 3 minutes or so. Then tomorrow I'll come back and see if it's a little bit better or opened up a little bit. But Friday is my key day for this week. I think that's the best day to trade, in my opinion. But yeah, it's nice how we got that top end. So it went above. It just went like a couple handles, 2 handles above what we were looking for. At least the low end. High end, I thought it could go up to 24,434. Because that's above an Asia, an old Asia high. So that's kind of where I was looking at. 24,434 even. Right there. So just put that a little bit red. That would be an upside target. Okay, we have 20 seconds till the news drops, and then we'll see what we end up getting here. Let's see. Do we get anything, or is it just lackluster like everything else? Okay, so immediate drop initially. Let's see what we get. Now, if it goes up higher and it gets like crazy, 24,568.75. That's the high end objective I could see from there. Yeah, 24,568.75. This is ES. Oop, wrong one. So ES has finally gone above that. Look how the bodies didn't close above. It's pretty nice there. I ideally really want to see it tank from that. From this red line, I want to see it go lower. I do see this gap here at 945. If it can reach down to that, I want to see it just not respected at all. That's all. I want to see this turn into an inverse IFEG. Dang, this is lagging pretty bad. We'll just do that. So I want to see that get, I don't want to see that respected, and see if we can trade lower. That's what I'd want. So we're gonna get here. Let's kind of zoom into this a little bit. So again, 24,434 was the highest I could, target I could see it going up to. But ideally I was looking down here towards a new week opening gap. Again, I could be wrong, but I want to see it reject there and take out this. Let's see if we can kind of clean up some of this down here. That's what I'd want to see. On a 15-minute chart, we have a gap down there. I'd want to see that get ran through pretty much. Like show no respect for any of this. Then trade lower. So we'll see what we end up getting here. Like the 15-minute chart, let me show you that. See that? So right there we have a 15-minute fair value gap. Want to see that get pretty much ran through. See if we can take this out and then run down here. Which it looks like that's what we're gonna get because we just screamed right through this gap. Should be perfect, but again, 15-minute chart, order block, laying on top of a daily CIVI. It could want to show, but I feel like this is very deep to be trading down into it, but also it can do that. That's fine. But it'd be very deep, in my opinion. Wouldn't necessarily want to be seeing that if I was buying. It's a little deep. We'll see. Just need a little rejection here. Once we get below this low, if it can do that, it needs to be with speed down to this one inside this gap. If it can do that. That's what I'd want to see. I think this was all a Judas swing for the real move. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. So about 4 minutes. Let it go, and then I'll put like an alert down here for trades there, and we shall see if that's what it wants to do today. But I have about like 3 minutes now, and we'll see what it wants to do. It's just like for me, I guess buying down here, turtle soup, that would be the final exit. That's what all you would look for me in terms of that. But I wasn't necessarily looking for that. I wanted to see us drop. But again, going up ahead, and I remember how it said it had done both sides pretty much ahead of the news. And on a news event, it dropped down, then it went up, and it finished pretty much like this. So, yeah, that's more or less what I'd be looking for down here. But again, it could just stay in a range, barely poke this out, come back up there again. But yeah, happy that I didn't necessarily do anything today, regardless if it does go down here or right here. There would have been no short. I told you how I didn't even trust that one. The only thing that you would potentially see would be this gap if it can. Dang, that was loud. Is that what that sounds like? I know that's what it sounds like when I'm touching the keypad. It sounds very weird. I hope you guys don't hear it like that. If you do, I'm sorry. This is the gap though. Right there. However, it closes, and then could potentially be looking at, it needs to expand below there. Also would need to, if it gets below these lows, it needs to show that. Now if we completely erase this gap, again, just showing no real interest towards the downside. But I keep getting error messages. Hopefully it can get all figured out. So right now the gap would be at this high on a 1 minute chart. It would be like an OTE. You also have this gap. So we're also inside the first presented fair value gap, which is would technically be this one, but I'd take this one because it's a little bit larger. But yeah, so there's the 5 minute gap. 10:10. Also, we're during a macro time, so we'd expect it to spool. Let's see what we get. So we've already done that. Leave that there. Let's take this. Oh, it's lagging. This would be sell side or minor. Would be there, and I would expect it to take it out. Just put that a little bit past it. So that's how I'm gonna leave it for today. Again, this would be a gap that I would expect price to take out this minor sell side and then trade down to this Sunday at 11:15 low into this new week opening gap. So that's pretty much what I'd look for. Again, very low interest today. I mean, it could end up going higher and blow right through this and go higher. That's also fine. But that's kind of like what I would look for today if I was looking to do something. But I'm glad I'm not. So, all right, catch you guys tomorrow, same time at 9:20 a.m. EST and 3:20 p.m. What is this, Central European time? So, but yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, guys.